With these hands, boy. No, I'm just
Oh my god. Alright, let's do it.
playing. What is going on, bro? T? How's it going? You know, it's your Suburban Kings. We back with another episode. As you can tell, whoever comes in with the most energy usually is running the show. Yeah, it's your boy Swid Kage.
You ain't got a whole lot of energy though.
Get right into it, man. I'm sorry. I'm doing my best here. I'm sorry. Yeah, let's get into it, man. Let's hit some birds to the city. Everyone give their little recaps. Who wants to go first?
Ladies first.
It's been a week, I guess. Work's been fucking crazy. People trying to throw some people under the bus, and
Yikes.
I'm not here for it. But I mean, I think I will give one piece of advice in my birds to the city, and it is this: don't try and come at any girl that grew up when we did, because we keep fucking receipts. So don't try and throw me under the bus when I have emails.
Ooh,
and I
go
keep
ahead.
all of my
Get your
fucking
shit
emails
off, Rachel.
proving that you're wrong. You're gonna look stupid.
Damn, go ahead, Rachel. It's crazy. We got to deal with high school drama in the work.
Wait, was it a dude? Was it a dude? Because you know dudes be.
No, it was a female team.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm known for being
promoted.
a very passive person and not necessarily standing up for myself or defending myself in a professional environment, because I think that can be tasteless. But don't try and come at me on a call with my boss, because I'm going to make you look stupid.
Wow, that's crazy.
So that was my day today. In my meeting, that was at 4:30 until 5:10, and my day ends at 5. So
wow.
I was not pleased.
Your boss was probably like, well, I'm so sorry for this.
Oh, she was like, no, girl, fucking speak up. And I was like,
oh, that's worse, because that means she's been trying to get that person out of the company. So
it's been
none of my bit.
It's been a fucking day.
Yeah.
But we do have some good news. We got our engagement pictures.
Hey,
that's exciting. So we can keep progressing on the wedding planning front. That's pretty exciting. So
all things for next October. Hopefully we got some sense of reestablished normalcy.
Hopefully.
But yeah, hopefully. All right, but we'll see when we see.
Okay.
That's
I guess I'll go next.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess I'll go next. It's crazy how much stuff happens in the span of a week. You never really realize until you get older and time actually matters, I guess, because you really don't care about it when you're young. I guess you could say. Which is another callback to the quarter century mark, you know what I'm saying? Just growing and evolving a little bit more. But it's crazy you bring up work drama, Rachel. It's like, why do we got to deal with high school drama in the workplace? Like, I thought I left high school to get away from this shit. I guess I'm going to keep it short and sweet, I guess, with, the work stuff. But it's just, it's crazy. I just hate how fake people are, man. Shit is crazy, man. I had a good reminder, just sometimes you think your coworkers you consider them acquaintances or something, but no, you just my coworker, bro. That's all it really is. They'll throw you under the bus in a heartbeat, man.
For damn sure.
And then try to look and smile in your face and make jokes with you right after. No, motherfucker, get out of my face.
That's that rat race.
I ain't with that fake shit, man.
That's that rat race, boy. That's that rat race.
I'm saying. If you have an issue with me, just come to me and talk to me, and then, it'll be cool. Settle real quick. Then you want to escalate and involve other managers and shit. It's just come on, bro.
Only if
all the times I could have snitched on you for the bullshit you doing, I ain't said a word, bro. But I see how it is. That's all I'm gonna say on that. But then, some bad news last week, but we'll get more into that during the actual episode, I guess. So I'll pass it off to you, Deji.
All right. Yikes. I feel like there was a lot of weight coming. I don't know if I'm ready. Let's see what happened in this last week. So what happened? Honestly, I don't want to say too much. I mean, I guess I got my niece's birthday coming up. That's what's going
Hey,
on.
lit.
3, you know, is a beautiful age. It's a beautiful age to see.
Out of the terrible twos.
She honestly, it probably will get worse. But you know, I haven't been with her every day. She is, but she was an only child for about almost 3 years, so you could kind of see it a little bit. But her birthday is gonna be PJ mask theme, so we're gonna see how that is. I have to go buy presents tomorrow. I'm now in a
That's a
long
being an
distance.
uncle.
Yeah, it's just the works of being an uncle. I'm now in a long distance relationship. So if there wasn't an experience that I had not had, wow, I said that completely like a twister. If there was an experience that I have not tried yet, well, I've added another one to the mix. So the ever evolving experience that we call human life, I'm just taking another trip, you know what I'm saying? So Tess has now moved to Cali, so salute
Shout out to Tess.
to my old lady.
Your old lady.
That's what it is. She's doing the thug thizzle, so whatever comes of that venture, I wish her nothing but the best. I'm gonna keep it moving. I'm excited for her, but I'm also excited for myself because it's very interesting how she's taking this trip and this journey for self identity, like finding who you are. And then, you know, I'm not saying she's going out there for that, but like she's going to figure all that stuff out because now she's on her own. She's independent. Yes, she has roommates, so she's not moving by herself, but I too, now I get the same experience, right? Now it's just I'm in a space of familiarity while she's getting exposed to something new. I'm the same old, same old. So it's now, how do I change? How do I learn? And how do I grow? So, you know, it's been a very interesting time for me. At first, I was not ready for the change. I'm still not ready. You know, I'm still processing this because, the story of Tess and Deji goes, you know, anybody that knows us knows that it's some length to the story, you know, on and off, 6 years, 7 years, whatever you want to name it, you know what I'm saying? And now it's like this person that was there almost damn near my whole growth into manhood has now left. So, you know, that's kind of a challenging feeling. But, you know, like I said, I found a silver lining. As she goes on her journey, I go on mine as well. I get to find myself, which is kind of crazy, right? You think you wouldn't need to refine yourself, but I get to find a new version of myself. So I'm excited about that. But that's about it, man. Other than that, I mean, I've been pushing, man. I've been just trying to get more work done. Not only in my job, but the podcast. I'm trying to level up. We're trying to level up. So
We
that's the main
try.
thing. Trying, you know, but it's a process. It always will be. I'm learning new stuff
Definitely.
each and every day, especially when it comes to this branding, this marketing, all this stuff that you didn't expect to do, and you had all these ideas, but now you got to figure out and get it done, you know, logistically. You know, it's all about the logistics. So I'm good.
Logistics. That reminds me of that stupid commercial.
Which one?
Like
There's
It's
so
like
many
it's
commercials
like
about
a
logistics.
it's like an old school one. I just remember like it was like some girl's voice being like logistics.
I feel like I remember that if you explained it to me.
Her voice was super annoying. That's all I remember about that. Her voice was like,
Bro,
it
you
was
know
like
what
a
I
preppy
remember?
voice. What's up?
You remember in middle school, right, when YouTube was just popping, right? And for whatever reason, this song was going off in my head. Y'all remember, don't remember it, but it was a dude and he did like a song called like Shopping Bag. Kelly, it was like Kelly something. Oh man. Oh my God, bro. I'll tell you if I'm gonna figure it out. Watch, I'm a YouTuber right now. Kelly something, I swear. Kelly, it was like Kelly Shopping Bag or something like that. Y'all Y'all,
I don't
what?
know what you was watching back then, but I definitely wasn't into that on
Y'all
YouTube
tripping.
back in the day, man.
Y'all tripping. Y'all don't remember this? Wow. If somebody remembers this, bro, I made a whole parody to it. It went like shopping bag, shopping bag, shopping bag. Bro, this is when I thought I was going to be a music producer. You see how I was just freestyle.
Why you
So
in the hand?
like,
It's
yeah,
in the
because I was like,
producer
in my
hands.
head, I was like, you gotta hit this beat, and you gotta come back with the I was like, woo, and then you put the shopping bag. See, I was doing what these rappers is doing right now, bro. Very simple, right? One or two words, bro. I'll break down any song. Bro,
Isn't that Jay-Z gift that
yeah, no, this is not even Jay-Z.
Jay-Z in the studio?
Uzi. All my friends are dead. I don't really care if you come.
No, you gotta hit that.
Bro,
You gotta hit the
all my
shoulder
friends are
shrug,
dead.
bro.
Push me to the edge.
Yeah, hit
See,
that.
I'm telling you, it's very simple. Yeah. You know, it's that one beat. I was doing it back then. I'm revolutionary. I be trying to tell people I'm a visionary, but they don't believe me. Like what
Young visionaire. Shout out.
Visionaire. You know what I'm saying? I be thinking into the future, and sometimes people just be thinking I'm crazy. You know, it's like,
Hey, everybody thinks you're crazy until it comes true. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And then
Think you're crazy till you're right.
You could be labeled crazy your whole entire life, and I've completely accepted that fact. If I continue to go down this road, because I just think different. It's not a bad thing. It's just I be thinking different. I see the world differently, and that's okay.
There's a band that I really like that has their lyrics are, "He may be out of his mind, but someday you will find that sanity drives us all blind."
Damn.
I feel, hey, low key, that's why we all should have people what Bird Box was saying, right? What if the people who saw the whatever, I don't know if it was divine or the people that
It was demons,
right? I'm not saying, I'm not condoning this, but maybe it's a metaphor for life, right? Sometimes that we think that we're such at like a high level of thinking and we're so rational and sane that we get blinded to like seeing things like from an obscure lens. It's like why are we always amazed by like musicians or people who are truly geniuses, like inventors or innovators? It's because you think in what at the time, just think about this, Bill Gates at the time, computers couldn't even process the amount of information that they could right now. He was just like, I want to make an operating system for computers to work at a faster pace and be able to attain more memory, like retain more memory.
Shout out to Bill Gates, man. Been wearing the same bum ass.
Hey, that's how you stay rich, all right?
Right.
Bum ass polo and Skechers shoes.
It's not like he's wearing one of our t-shirts.
I was about to say, that's how we stay. Yeah, Charles, you wear that damn shirt every week.
Excuse me?
Hey, you gotta
represent.
Wow. Hold on,
yeah.
she got the new merch though.
Wow. Y'all didn't tell me. I would have worn mine, but that looks good.
You're supposed to represent, man. Come on, man.
Can I tell you something? Charles, you don't got it. You don't got it yet. But the new shirts, boy, that is premium. I'm talking real high quality thread count. Like it feels
It's
good.
Comfy. Like look at that.
Skin.
Damn.
Look at she stressed out. Let's go.
It feels good on the skin. I wear mine and like
it's soft.
I'm gonna say my things about bling tees. I thought I asked for an extra large red, but I mean I can't blame bling tees. That's probably like Tess. Again, never like.
Wow, way to blame your significant other. Like, what's wrong with you?
Because I don't really wear tight shirts anymore, but I wear that large and it's tight as hell. But
yeah, they do run a little tight. So if you are gonna order a shirt, I would recommend sizing up.
But
or if you want to just be like me, you know what I'm saying, to fill out the shirt. You feel me?
No, that's
it's
not.
A good con though.
It's not allowed here.
It's like a good con. It's like that con blend.
I will stop.
It's like that con blend where it's like you think it might be dry fit, but it's not really dry fit. But it's like
wrinkly as a bitch.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, wait, that's just the wire fucking my shit up.
Well,
all right.
Before we get started, we are all doing this episode with heavy hearts because in the Streamwood community, we lost a real one. I don't want to speak about it any more than that. Just know you know who you are. You know that all condolences.
We're always here for you, man.
Exactly. Best
Anything.
wishes. Yeah, I'll say this. I'm praying for you and yours. I don't want to speak for nobody else. And again, any I don't want to say that, but anything that will allow you to get through this, just let us know. You know, you in this time in this space, nobody can tell you how to process, nobody can tell you how to do anything. You cope with this in a nice and healthy way, and even if it's not healthy, just keep yourself safe, you know. Damn. I can't even like bring a silver lining to this except for the fact that like I hope that out of this your family comes out better and stronger and y'all become more and of a closer family unit. You know, that's all I could say. I feel like we have had to do this a little bit too much, but you know, there's been people dropping like flies in the streamer community, and we just want to let y'all know we love y'all, we see y'all, we here for y'all, and yeah, I guess I have nothing else to say. You know, before we start the show.
Well said, man. Well said.
Yeah, no, that was
Very well
really
said.
nice.
Damn, you know, sometimes I do it. You know, that wasn't me. That wasn't me.
Well, I would not have been able to get through that without crying. So
you a real one for that, bro.
I appreciate it, man. I
All right.
appreciate y'all royalty. Remember that.
So okay, let's just in case you couldn't tell the tone of the show, let's just get right into it, guys. So I have a couple questions I want to ask you all. So my first question being, how do you guys cope with finding out like tragic or bad news?
Ooh, okay. So I don't think it's any secret that I'm a very emotional person. I do think, especially for the people that have known me for a very long time, I don't think I was always this way. I think I used to be very quiet and very private about anything that I was struggling with for a very long time. I kind of prided myself on that like no one would see me cry ever, but you know, college and depression and anxiety just kind of threw that thing all to shit, and all of my friends now just expect me to cry when I drink.
You have strong people in your life who can help you out too, so you know.
I mean, I think it's kind of, I usually have kind of two immediate reactions. The first one is if there's some form of action that I need to take, like if I'm actually like, you know, in the middle of an emergency, it's kind of that fight or flight mode. Like I immediately just kind of go into like getting done what needs to get done. Like if it's, you know, calling people or arranging things or like just handling situations. I've kind of taken on that role in my family of kind of being the one that deals with things that aren't so pleasant and kind of handling situations. But the second that I finally, you know, take a moment to sit down, I usually kind of shut down pretty hard. Um, and then, so I mean, that's like if I need to do something, like if shit needs to get done. But if I'm, you know, just at home and I, you know, find out some bad news, I kind of allow myself to immediately feel it any way that I need to, even if, you know, others would consider it to be maybe too much or kind of too intense of a reaction. I think one thing that I've figured out in all of those years of not letting myself feel emotions, you know, publicly or even in front of family has kind of just worn me down. And I know and understand now that it's important to let yourself feel things. Even if it's just like at home in your room by yourself and no one else knows, like sometimes like you just need to fucking cry or you need to yell or you need to get mad or just react in some way. I feel like it's so important to let yourself just feel like you need to. Like a lot of people, we kind of talked about it a little earlier before we started, of like trying to be strong for your family is something that, you know, I've also tried to do, but you can't ignore that you still have to process or grieve or mourn or even just feel and take a moment to figure out what you're thinking or you're feeling. So I think no matter what the news, no matter how big or how small you think it might be, I think it's important to take a minute to yourself and let yourself fully feel and express any emotion that you have. And that's definitely something that took me a long time to learn, but I think it's incredibly beneficial to just feel.
Yeah, that's a really good way to do it. um,
I
you want?
feel like honestly though, I don't know if a lot of people could say that because obviously whenever I listen to Rachel, I could be like, oh yeah, this is a person who at one point in time has been through therapy. You know, for the layman like myself, I'm still figuring that out. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do I deal with traumatic stuff? I used to think for a long time I just shut down, but I don't know if I do. I really don't. I feel like more often than not, I find I try to find like I basically try to talk myself down. That's really what I do with anything. So I'd be like, all right, well, what's the most traumatic thing that I've ever heard in my life? Or like something traumatic happens or anything, right? I'll be like, all right, like Rachel said, it's not really I used to think it was fight or flight, but I'll literally like reason my way through it. I'll be like, well, can't really control life. Life happens. As long as if it's like you're losing someone, I was like, well, did you enjoy that person while they were here? Did you find a way to reconnect? Yada yada, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But then if it's like something that's completely out of your control, like basically this whole entire year, like this whole entire year is traumatic. You know what I'm saying? Every which way you turn is it's either something that you did not want to see that's hard to digest, or it's something that's happened to someone you love, or something it could be happening to something direct. Like this year is traumatic. It shouldn't even be called 2020. It should be it should be just drama, or I mean tragedy. You know what I'm saying? Like we just need to put an asterisk on this year because maybe we were all blind to it. That's what I would say. It seems like we were blind to all the bad stuff happening around the world. But when you can't do nothing and all you see is bad, 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 and your world view is so limited, it kind of just like it makes your judgment and your view of the world really biased. So for me, I feel like I have to talk myself through it. I have to make it make sense. That's not like honestly, I'm gonna tell you that's really toxic because it doesn't work a lot of the time. But you know what? It's the way I cope, and I'm trying to figure it out as I go. Because therapy expensive, and
Yeah.
You ain't lying.
man, it's just hard. So you try to get like free therapy, right? You try to bounce things off of your people, but even then, it's like if you're trying to bounce your ideas off of people who aren't like licensed therapists or just are living off base of life experiences, that's only, you know what I'm saying? Because we all like to think we have a woke friend or a wise friend, but guess what? Like that friend got woke and wise because they did dumbass shit. Like they did stupid stuff and they got in certain
Yes.
position to where they literally had to they literally had to just be like, this happened to me. I could either let it ruin my life or I could find some empowerment in that struggle. And I feel like that's what all 2020 is. It's my new mantra. I told y'all, if y'all make it out 2020, right now, I'm telling y'all winning. 2 Chainz said it. If you make it to the next day, you win it. I'm just saying it for 2020. If you get out alive, you win it. And make it make sense. I know that's not right, but I'm gonna just keep make it make sense.
You get out of 2020 alive, it's a blessing, and you got to look at just kind of that is just a blessing, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't really get into like all that religious like God type of stuff, but just know you got somebody watching over you, man. Feel me?
And I mean, I think it's
I
always
guess that's the best way I
important.
could sum it up for what you were trying to say, Deji.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And I think it's always kind of important when we have these kinds of conversations to just throw a little disclaimer in that, again, this is just how we feel and how we deal with stressful situations, and that what works for us might not work for you. Like Deji said, we're not licensed professionals. We can't tell you how to deal with things in your life. We're just telling you what we do and if it works or if it doesn't. Just because, I think that's important to just kind of take everything that we say with a little bit of grain of salt.
Yeah, and everybody's different. I guess I could say the way I deal with like cope with like finding out something tragic. Um, the first thing I got to do is I kind of got to like be by myself. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got to have time to like take it all in. And then I usually end up going on like a walk or something by myself. I always got to throw on some music. I always go back to music whenever I fucking learn some terrible news. Throw on, you know, my man Kid Cudi just because, you know, he be feeling, he's been there for me for a long time. So
Day
it's
and
always
night.
comforting to have just somebody who you, I guess you could, you know, I don't know him personally, but who you think gets it, like, you know what I'm saying?
You kind of relate to.
Yeah, I'll just do that. Probably like roll up or something, smoke. I know it's not good to do your vices when you're
I'll roll up. You roll. Okay.
trying to cope with something, but I don't know. Mary Jane always holds me down a little bit.
Sweet like
Um,
Mary Jane.
and then after all that, you just kind of, because I really initially I feel like a lot of anger, but well, how would you say it?
You compartmentalize.
Carp,
Ah,
yeah,
there we
Compartmentalize.
go.
Yeah, there you
There
go.
we
compartmentalize,
go. I said it.
compartmentalize.
Didn't take me
I
3 shots.
compartmentalize. I can't even say the word anymore.
Internalize. Just say internalize.
I internalize a lot of things, right? So when I get hit with some bad news, like, I mean, this relates back to last podcast, like, how it's helped me just like talk to other people and I guess it's like express my emotions more. So like I'd say maybe back then if I got some bad news, I would just like not tell anybody, try to deal with it all myself, which I still kind of do just because I don't want to put my burden of like my own pains on anybody else. But I'm starting to slowly understand like when you have good people in your life and people who really care about you and fuck with you, like it's okay to like tell them stuff. You know what I'm saying about how you're feeling.
You need to say that one
And
more
just
time, Charles. Say it with your chest. That was an important point.
when you have good people in your life and you finally come to the realization, stop ignoring it like an idiot. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to let people know how you're feeling and not feel like you're burdening them with everything that you have going on inside. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that I guess like now, just like getting the bad news that I got recently, like that's something I've been working on. Shout out to the people who I've been talking to about it, who've been helping me get through this tough time, I guess. Um, especially like the family and everything. Uh, yeah, I guess that's how I kind of cope with everything. You need three essential things: alone time, music, and just your own thoughts. For me, those are my three main things, I guess, to cope with a bad time or with bad news, I guess. So
And
then the second question I'm gonna ask you guys is, what steps do you guys take to find the better things in the terrible news that you got?
So the silver lining and all the things.
Yes.
Well, this is right up my alley, sir. I feel like I feel like I professionally know how to find the silver lining in anything. Mainly
I could
because, like I
merch.
said, royalty, I am that friend has done mostly everything, and I have lived to tell the stories. Because I'm just one of those people who, for whatever reason, I decided in life that I'm going to live through my experiences. And when you do that, you kind of put yourself in certain positions. So a lot of the time, when I'm feeling stressed, you can't know because I've already lived through this once or twice before. So I feel like part of it for me is that, like, I think the biggest thing that, like, nobody chalks up or nobody thinks about is that, like, truly the expression, anything that doesn't kill you makes you stronger, is a real thing. You know what I'm saying? Every
Mm-hmm.
day you live on this earth and you strive, like I continue to say, you're winning. Um, when you've been when you've gone to the point where like you've been knocked down so many times, you kind of get very like risk averse. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I've been told no. Let me see. I've been told no. I've been fired. I don't know what any other negative thing you could say. Yeah, I'm still here doing whatever the hell I need to do. You know what I'm saying? So like for me, when I and this is because I changed my perspective way, way, way back in the day. When I started to realize that like, and this is all tying together. I know this is long-winded, so I'm gonna finish it right now. When I started to realize that at the end of the day, this this span of time, and I'm talking about from the point of like you become this quote unquote adult, you're like you start to become more and more independent away from your parents. This is probably the hardest stretch of your life, like in all aspects. When I'm talking about you're basically dead broke for however long it takes. You're dealing with all these new situations that you have never prepared for because you can't really prepare a child for, say, a family member leaving this earth, terminal illnesses or new diseases or disabilities that may impact your family. All these real world applications, marriages, divorces, babies, miscarriage, whatever you want to, whatever it is, all these new things that foreclosure. I'm gonna keep going. I can keep naming them. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that this year or this decade, these 20 somethings that we focus so heavily on, they're important because as much as we'd like to be free, we're also learning so much, right? So like for me, I can say this, I feel bad for people who have not struggled in life. Why? Because when you've hit it at a certain age, it will damn near kill you and it will set you back a long ways. See, now for me and for other individuals, especially because, you know, I can only talk being a young Black man in America. And on top of that, I'm African. So there's, there's other struggles that I have to deal with. I feel like for me, I'm just storing things in my bank, right? Like all this negative stuff that it came and I'm still up here popping. I make it really simple like that. You know what I'm saying? All these people that wanted to tell me no, and I'm still doing what I'm doing. All these people who try to define me, which is crazy, right? Somebody tried to define me to this day. Wild, honestly. Y'all can't tell me nothing. You really can't. And that's one of my main problems. It's like I've gotten to the standpoint where I've had to tell myself so much because people have to they try to define and tell me who I am. Well, you're never going to do that. And, I had to learn my lessons about being selective in my speech. But, I still, if I'm, you know what, let's not go down that road. You're bringing up some trauma and not really trauma, but you're bringing up some very irritation of some people. And I'm not, anyways, basically all I'm going to say is that my bank is full. Or actually, I'm growing investments in my bank because nothing in this world can stop.
You're storing them like Dumbledore did, just in that little collection jar.
I'm out here like I'm over here like Flash, and I'm just taking from the Speed Force. You feel me?
Hey,
like,
I feel you.
Hey, I'm Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I call the Force when I need it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there you go. I see you.
But yeah, that's how I deal with it. I just know that it's only going to work later down the line. Because, we all think we're going to live forever. I'm just trying to make it to 75.
I think it's hard to kind of, for some people, to find a silver lining when you're experiencing, tragedy or loss in any capacity. I mean, I'm someone who, it's no secret that like I've gone through a lot. I don't necessarily talk about everything that I've gone through because it is, very personal and very private. But it almost gets to a point, and it's terrible, and I hate it that you almost kind of feel desensitized to certain things, to dealing with traumas or loss. I'm like, I've lost a ton of family members that sometimes I forget how hard it is when someone else experiences loss. I'm like, okay, well, you got to do this, and this. I'm like, no, like that's a terrible way to, talk to people. Like they're experiencing terrible terrible tragedy and loss in their life, and like me being like, oh, okay, well, you know, I've had X amount of family members die, like that doesn't help anyone, you know what I mean? So it's kind of, it's hard to help others through, you know, tragedy and loss when you're almost desensitized to it yourself. But the big thing that I kind of like about myself, it's also a terrible thing, is because I'm an incredibly sensitive person, I feel a lot. I'm incredibly empathetic. So when
That gotta be so draining, Rachel.
it is exhausting. I mean, it truly is absolutely exhausting. Like everything just like will hurt, and every loss for anyone, I just draw on everything that I've ever experienced, and I feel like I can truly feel what other people's are when they're experiencing some of the worst days of their life, and it's truly terrible. So it is really difficult to find the silver lining or look at the positive side of things or like the good that can come out of it, because like I'm not really a religious person, and I don't necessarily always believe that everything happens for a reason. Sometimes really terrible shitty things just happen. They just do. There might not be a greater reason or a greater meaning for it. Sometimes people just die. Sometimes people get sick. Sometimes people leave. Like there's no explanation for it or greater reason. Sometimes it just happens, and it's really fucking shitty. And so, you know, in those situations, I mean, all you can really do is just do what you can and do what you need to get through that day. Like you can really only take it one day at a time, because when you're already dealing with so much, trying to look into the future and be like, okay, well, in a year I'll be great. You think then you have an entire fucking year to go, and that sounds incredibly daunting and exhausting. So I think it's really important to kind of just get a little perspective and just be like, okay, you know what? I just need to get through today. I just need to get through the next 3 hours until I can go to sleep. Like, what can I do to just make it through those next 3 hours? And just really kind of taking it a day at a time and a baby step at a time, and understanding that there isn't always an explanation or a greater good or a greater reason for when terrible things happen. Sometimes they just happen, and we just have to
Happen.
figure out how to
Yeah.
move on from it.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty deep. That was pretty good. Okay, I guess I could say the way that I try to find the silver lining and everything would be like, okay, so I'm not really like a religious person. I was raised Catholic, like from a little kid all the way up to like at least sixth grade, but that really wasn't for me. I'm more of I look at myself more as like a spiritual person. So the way I tend to look at things more is just like, even like if I know it's gonna be a great loss, or like say like somebody that you love, or like just with anything, like especially with somebody that you love, I just look at it like, you know, shout out to my man Nipsey Hussle, the marathon continues. Like that person that I loved is never gonna die, because they're always gonna live on through me, period. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's a
Gotta
silver
put that
lining that
on,
I look
baby.
into. You know what I'm saying? Like, they ain't never gonna die. They're gonna live on through me. They're gonna continue to live on through me. That's a callback from what we was doing. I think it was one of the first episodes, like my dumb smart, and like
Yeah,
I got
you
into my
you
little
mentioned it.
reincarnation bag and my
Yeah,
ideology of reincarnation, and
yeah.
it's just all energy at the end of the day. So like, I know that person's never gonna die. They're always gonna be with me forever, with the memories that I was able to share with them. And when you just been through so many like crazy situations and tragic incidents like I had myself, where I probably should not be here myself, like you kind of just tend to like drift more to like looking at the positive things. Like some of the accidents and some of the injuries that I've like acquired, I don't think like I should even be here right now. But luckily, like I've had a guardian angel just watching over me. Just even like stupid shit, like
Damn near shouldn't even be talking on the real.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like I know that no matter what, like even when it's all, one thing is definitely, there's only one thing that's for sure in this life, and that is always gonna be. It's gonna sound mad, like depressing, but it's death. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everyone tries to run from it. Everyone tries to avoid it, but at the end of the day, when it's time to go, it's time to go. But I just look at it like you just gotta cherish life and the people that are good to you, that love you, and that are there for you, that you know are good people, as much as you possibly can, with the small time that we're given on this plane in Earth before we ascend to something greater.
Man, Charles, you said nothing but a word. You just drop some tea on it, sir. Man, I wish we had a soundboard. Drop some tea on it. Wow, I just made it. You see that? Drop some tea on it,
Yeah,
sir.
man.
Damn it. Anyway, Charles, I agree with you highly. You know, back in the Dizzy, when I was a lot more naive, I keep saying back in the Dizzy, like we 25, you know, it's just sometimes life is challenging because
Hey, man,
Yeah, but I
shit
mean, it's
flies
been a
by
long
nowadays.
25 years.
Before we
this is
know
by
it, we'll be
far
35 and
this
shit.
is by
Like,
far this is by far the longest and hardest year, but I don't know if it's been my worst year. Like I've had some, you know what I'm saying? Like I had some
yeah, I've had
Oh,
some
I promise it's not
terrible
mine.
bad years.
yeah, I know for a fact. I've been thinking about that's why I'd be like,
I
damn,
think
bro,
in terms of like the energy and like all around the world, this is probably the worst I think I've
Well, I
seen.
yeah,
feel
of
like
course.
part of it also is
But
like
not
we're all kind of
personally.
like almost desensitized to like loss and tragedy because there's been other positive stuff going on in the world. And right now there's just not enough positive to drown out all of the like negative, bad,
Yeah, the
terrible things
negative.
that are happening.
Yeah.
I mean, it
And we're in
sucks.
a
Like
first world country,
there are
so you know.
like there are celebrities that die all the time, and you
Yep.
know there are always people that you know or have seen in movies or you like their music and that you really relate to. But then
But to that
like
point,
other good things will happen, and so you're
you're
like,
right.
okay, yeah, like that's
You're
terrible,
right.
but like you can kind of, I feel like, move on a little bit easier. But this year, because there's just a shit ton going on that's kind of closing down anything that could positively happen
True.
or influence you, it's just, it all just
You're
feels
focused
so
to
much
just
more personal. Yeah.
I would
focus
say
on it
that
instead of throwing it to the back of your head like you would usually do.
I agree with both of y'all, but for certain communities, it hit a little different. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like
for sure.
the
Yeah.
fact of the matter is, we lost Kobe, right? And obviously, you had his daughter, right? But like
GG.
Kobe was everything. You know what I'm saying? Like Kobe was Jordan. I don't even know. I'll be thinking about
Kobe
this.
was about to make the WNBA
Popping
relevant and
again.
have
He
true
was. He was.
equality.
They
He was
was
about
gonna
to
make.
make them
They
get
was gonna start
paid.
to make
Come
millions.
on, man.
And then like you lost Black Panther, and like you know
Chadwick
sometimes you
Boseman,
don't
man.
realize the
Shout
impact
out.
because
It's only the third quarter,
realized
man. What the?
I never really realized how good Chadwick Boseman was until I saw his body of work. And then I'm like, yo, bro, there's a generation, not us, of young Black kids who know
That are,
nothing in life but Barack Obama and that the Black Panther. Like, that's their childhood. You know what I'm saying? You know, I
like
had to look up to
great
Wolverine.
black idols, man.
You know what I'm saying? I had to look up to Wolverine and Tony Stark.
And
Ain't, no-
Goku.
ain't not and one brother in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
LBJ was my age. He was a few like 4 or 5 years young. Whoa, wait, hold on, a
What
decade.
do you mean? LBJ is
Decade.
about,
We
she's
grew
like
up.
10
We
years
grew
older
up
than us.
on.
Like,
You're right. I'm sorry.
I love
We
it.
grew up on Mello. That's why Mello, LBJ, and D
D
Wade,
Wade.
and then Kobe. But Kobe was like on the back end.
We were still kind of young, but
That's what I'm saying.
my dad was a Lakers fan, so you know.
Wow, y'all been bandwagon. But you know, let me. I say all this because, like you said it, Charles. It's really about the memories. Because you know, when I'm coming back to my point because you know sometimes I begin off-winded. Back in the day, I used to have like this mantra. Like I used to have like two things I live by. Like on every interaction I have with a person, I want it to be positive, and then I wanted to leave a lasting memory. Now, however that happened, the memory could have been good or bad, just as long as afterwards you remembered our time. Not really necessarily me, because I could really care less about myself. That sounds crazy, but in that way and in that space, could care less about myself. And it's just crazy how like the people, the interpersonal person that I am still holds those things to be true, right? I don't really force them or push them now. But I know like time is fleeting, bro. You know what I'm saying? Time is short. And I realized this from a young jit, because for whatever reason, I said one day my parents are gonna die. I don't know when, I don't know where, and I don't know how. But I have to be okay with the fact that my parent is gonna die. Like eventually we gonna be orphans. as crazy as that may seem, right? As crazy as that may seem, we are all gonna be orphans, all us millennials.
And we all ain't gonna be Bruce Wayne.
Right, and we all not gonna be Bruce Wayne. You know what I'm saying? We're not all gonna be millionaires, although we all put it on Twitter and IG about how we need to do this business. You know what I'm saying? And some of us is gonna become bozos. Some of us are gonna become deadbeats. Some of us is gonna become trophy moms. Some of us might become OnlyFans girls. You know what I'm saying? Some of us might become porno stars. The thing is that life is a beautiful, beautiful journey, and I feel like for me, this is like. You know, this is like, for me, I say a lot of things, but I'm truly like the most hopeful person in the world. Like, I am really that person that, like, shit, for a long time, I didn't think racism or race was a thing around me. I thought I was so powerful, my energy, my entity, that when people got around, they truly loved me, and they truly loved me for me and like my energy and stuff like that. And that's not me. That's not like me being boast. That's just like, I felt like I had a way with people. No, not necessarily true. You know, the world jades you. And I feel like you can't let the world jade you, you know? Like, stuff like this is going to happen, right? Out of this year, right? The worst year possible, worst 18-month stretch possible, right? What happens after this year? We become a more kinder or more thoughtful. Like the things that we do in this that we take for granted, right? We talk about music festivals. What happens if music festivals, this thing that y'all all want to rush back to, what if it stops becoming about the photo ops? What if it stops becoming about just
Oh, it's intended to be enjoy the moment in the show.
Enjoying the moment and just enjoying the music. You know, that's the most beautiful thing, right? And it's weird because you start to see this stuff. I see this stuff more at music fests that aren't commercialized but are commercialized. You feel me? So like lesser known music festivals, it's just people enjoying the vibe.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're losing that as a culture. We're losing that. And I don't want to blame it on social media, but I'm going to. You know what I'm saying?
You have
because
to.
It's like, what happened? Why are we valuing? Why are we valuing a picture more than an interaction?
Because
you know what I'm saying?
It becomes about what you have that other people don't have.
But that's the problem. Everybody broke in this generation. I'm trying to tell y'all that, right? So all these girls that's popping up in state to state, city to city, country to country, you ain't paying for that. I already know that, right? I already know that. You ain't flexing nothing. You can't fool somebody who actually got some sense.
That's facts.
I don't even care
we
what
ain't simps out here, man.
I don't care how you got it, but don't try to stunt like you got it. You feel me? I'm just trying to say, I personally don't want to be around people who don't like being around people. There's a reason why I can talk to y'all for an hour or 3. You know what I'm saying? Or there's a reason why I could talk to a random stranger for an hour and a half. It's just because people are what's going to, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting on a high horse, but it's not really a high horse. I'm just so hopeful for this. I feel like the problem, I get so pessimistic or I get so dejected because I wish there was more people like me as hopeful. And that's all I mean. Because hope can change the world.
Yes, I'm hurt and yes, I'm jaded.
You know what I'm saying? My man, Martin Luther King had a hope and a dream that one day, you know, that black man could date white women. I'm just I'm joking, but
You just had to do it, didn't you?
I did.
If
I don't make at least
bro,
one
we
race
up by
trip,
40 points. You ain't got to shoot from the half court, man.
hey,
like, damn.
but
What
it went in. It went in like butter. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
If I don't make one race trip,
bitch.
if I don't make one, you're right. Dr. Umar.
You might have airballed that with 23
Dr.
seconds
Umar
left on the shot clock.
Dr. Umar might be
Jesus
upset.
Christ. I'm sorry to take the Lord's name in vain, but my God.
Dr. Umar is upset. I'm upset.
Who cares about Dr. Umar, man? Fuck that guy. Let's continue. Damn. Let's continue on, man.
The shitty thing is, like, this year's not going to get better. I mean,
Man,
what's coming next? The fucking election.
We just lost
Like,
Chadwick in the third quarter. We still got one more quarter left, and it might be one of the with the election, like you were saying, with all these mail-in votes and all this
honestly,
other shit. I don't know what's gonna happen.
honestly, I don't know what
We
the
just-
world looks like with 4 more years of Trump. I'm gonna be real cap with you. I'm literally
I'm
saying this.
scared.
I have not made it a thought in my mind because I feel like if that happens, right, it's pretty much just I hate to say it, it's pretty much just free range on all black people in America or our minority groups. I don't
It's
know.
over.
It's over, right? Because to the fact of the matter is that these people are literally seeing what's happening to these poor, innocent minority groups. And like, we don't even discuss it. Matter of fact, we're not even discussing some of the biggest news, bro. Georgia busted a whole sex trafficking ring, 38 kids.
Yep.
And we still want to talk about Trump and COVID. Crazy. You see how much of a headliner that this guy, bro, you're not even a good president. You're not even directing.
Oh, because he want to
the-
pull up to Kenosha. He hasn't even issued a statement on anything, really.
Right. I'm talking, you haven't even been directing the attention to one of the major problems in America, and that's in the world, sex trafficking. That's literally the second largest lucrative organized crime industry business in the world, bro.
You know why he's ducking that
world.
question. We ain't got to get political with it. We know why.
And it's, well, we do know. Jeffrey know why too. I mean, but
Yeah. We know why, man.
we know why.
Yeah.
We know why. But
I'm man, dodged it in the ring like Floyd Mayweather when it comes to
yeah,
that shit,
you know what
man.
I'm saying? He hit you with the hezzy, with the 1-2 step, sting like a butterfly, float like a bee. You know what I'm saying? But
Hitting you with the Crawford handles, like Jesus.
man, it's just, I think it's so crazy because this year can only get worse, right? Because as soon as everything closes up, and I mean everything will, all these bars and restaurants, right?
The
They're
gym.
not gonna afford. They're not gonna bust out $1,000 more just so y'all can sit outside during the winter. Like,
Have heaters out there and shit. Make a dome.
You won't be that warm, bro.
Oh, they might need to make like a little they might be able to get like an indoor tent with heaters or whatever, but that defeats
What's
the
an
purpose.
indoor
You're still
tent?
indoor.
You would be indoors. That's exactly my point.
I meant like you would still be outside, but they could set up like
but you
a
would still
little
be
big tent, have the heaters in
indoors.
there. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And you know how people get sick and shit in the winter. Like that's a no-go for me. Y'all on your own.
I don't even know how I'm gonna move in the winter. That's what's really crazy. Like, how do you move in the winter? Because now that things have opened up, oh my God, Lord have mercy. Anyways.
Okay. Anybody have anything else important you guys want to bring up or talk about? That's pretty much it for me.
Grief. It's a tricky thing, man.
It really is. You can either let grief rule you or learn from it.
I would say though, like, I find it very encouraging that more and more people have begun to vocalize grief and how they're like processing, like, right?
It's important to talk about grief.
Of course, literally the whole NBA was gonna go on strike because most of the players who are African American could literally just not process all that was going on, and they have to be stuck at one of the quote unquote world's happiest place on earth while they can't be with their families and all this stuff is going on.
We know how Disney was giving it up. We know how Walt Disney was giving it up.
You know what I'm saying? But that's like crazy to me, man. It's just like, it wasn't even the fact of the matter that like the NBA had did something. It's just how chaotic the world is, and then you still expect us to service you. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like as a country, we really need to stop that rhetoric, because it's not, because we do that all the time. And I'm saying this because like we have gotten into the mentality that we feel like people are indebted to us, but nobody is indebted to you for like nothing.
We just love sports too much, man.
No, but that's like anything, bro. Like they've been talking about like the slowdowns with Marvel and DC, like all the superhero movies. People have been complaining about that. Bro, don't even get it, Charles. We could talk about the anime community and everything being slowed down for dubbed and sub, because we all know where it's coming from, and they ain't playing no games, bro. I've been seeing wild things on the board, bro. When I heard that Demon Slayer was getting pushed back, Man.
The movie? No, stop.
No.
The movie's not getting
I don't
pushed
know
back.
about the movie. The movie, no, because that was made.
That's already
but when
done.
I heard about, bro, My Hero might get pushed back, bro. And
Who cares?
Stop it. Stop it.
Even I know that was a fucked up thing to say. Jesus.
Man, stop
I don't
it.
care about My Hero like that, man. Like,
Wow.
as long as
Stop it.
ReZero's still going, we good.
Wow.
Like some good
it.
animes out here
Stop
going,
it.
we good.
Charles, don't even do this to yourself. You know that this is my favorite anime, and it's not because of the actual arc.
I'm just messing with you. No, it's gonna get crazy later on.
I know it is. We got
that next arc. I need that next arc. That's what
you talking about the superhero or the supervillain war or the one they go to war? Man,
yeah, it just shows like how entitled we all are to everything.
Man, you're right. But when they
like we don't really care about like people's well-being. It's like, man, you better get in that studio and write this goddamn manga so we get these damn episodes. What you mean?
Or musicians?
Like, yeah,
that's why I've been kind of glad everything's cooled out, especially for musicians. Because if
I'm happy people can just get a studio in their house now and just make whatever they need to make.
Yeah, but the musicians was going crazy on tour. That's why I'm like, bro, these musicians was damn near killing themselves.
That was eating, yeah.
They were eating, but they were damn near killing themselves just to make a buck. And then people get mad when they can't give them the time of day. Like, that is probably like one of the most draining. And
they people too, man. Damn.
Exactly.
Imagine if you had to work overtime every fucking day, 14 hours shifts every day.
You might have to perform a 2-hour concert in the afternoon and then hit another 3 to 4 hour concert at night. Like, that's 6 hours, and you got to catch a flight. Like, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's wild, man.
It's crazy out here, man. All right. Anybody want to give any outros?
Wow.
Who wants to lead it
Wait,
off?
I have a question. I have a Deji ask.
Question?
I gotta line up the mood. Okay, would you? I was watching Grey's Anatomy, and
the worst show of all time.
Bro, as more.
No, that's such an emotional show.
Boy, I was watching when Derek died. Honestly, Sandra Rhimes, I do not know what you were doing. I really do not know what you were doing, Sandra Rhimes. I'm gonna say it, Sandra Rhimes. I do not know what you were doing. Because I was watching that and I've already seen it, and I was like, yo, this probably was the hardest stretch of Grey's Anatomy to watch for like a month. And I'm talking about, we had George's death, we had Izzy getting cancer.
Spoiler alert.
We had the hospital getting shot up. We had Richard. We had Richard getting electrocuted. Man, bro, we had Meredith with the bomb, with her hand on a bomb, bro. We had Christina.
This show is all based off a hospital. Why is people dying like this?
Bro, honestly, it's not even realistic.
Dying, man.
Honestly,
it's not even realistic anymore.
I was done with that show after I saw they was in a parking garage. Some dude got in an accident, and he was just like, "Oh, he has a brain aneurysm. I gotta drill inside his head." Some motherfucker handed this dude a power tool, a power drill, to drill in this man's head to save his life. I'm like, "Oh, we done? I can't never watch this shit again." Bro, what are we doing?
I said one of the most craziest things I've ever said in my life, and I was like, "Look, yo, if this was any other like woman, I'm talking about Meredith Grey, like she probably would have killed herself. Like she probably would have took the kids and like gave them. No, I'm not getting that morbid. Either gave them to Alex. Lord have mercy.
Oh my
Y'all really thought I was going
on your soul, bro. Jeez, this man.
She probably would have took the kids, right? Gave them to Alex or Amelia or whatever, and just done it. Because I was like, look, the fact that she bounced back from all this, bro, she got to be the most resilient woman ever in history, bro. I'm talking about. I
took a L, but tonight I bounced back.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I was like, yo, this woman she defies death.
Yeah, she should have died like fucking 30 times.
Right, and you can't hold her back from nothing. I'm talking about she a soldier. But anyways,
I like how you do that.
See what I'm saying? She was a soldier.
He said soldier. Yeah, what's the question?
Longest lead into a question ever.
Facts.
I was watching Grey's Anatomy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Meredith had just been attacked by a patient. Like, oh my God.
I saw that episode.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I was like, would I rather have my jaw wired or would I rather not be able to hear for a certain amount of time? Because she was going through both at the same time. And I was like, ooh, which one would I rather have? And then she says something towards the end of the episode, and I was like, yep, I would rather have my jaw shut. And I was like, ooh, yeah.
My man Kanye made one of his biggest hits with his jaw wired. Like, what we talking about?
Exactly my point. And then I
Okay.
thought about that. I was like, I'd rather have my jaw wired.
You
So
can't.
I would too.
You
but
can't
you
hear
can
nothing.
still
No.
communicate with people. But if you can't hear what anyone's saying, like, how are you supposed to like get by? But it's very. I feel like it's easier to navigate a world when you're the one that's struggling to communicate than when like everyone else is struggling to communicate with you. Do you know what I mean? Like it's very like I feel like it'd be easy to
That's
But
true.
if you think about it, we might be
and, like,
blessed
write your
now,
shit,
though.
then like every single person around you having to do that for.
Hold on.
Like,
We have phones now, though. So you could just type everything out that you're saying
I
and
mean,
show it to whoever you got to talk to.
exactly.
Yeah,
but you can
easier.
still like hear what's
But
going
But
on.
I
Like,
still need to be
would
able to
go-
hear shit, man.
I would go crazy if I couldn't hear anything.
I go crazy.
Like I annoy myself.
I'd have to go train with like the deaf people for like a whole like year or something
Yeah,
to
exactly.
like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
anime art character type of shit.
While you saying that, Helen Keller was both deaf and blind, bro. I'm just.
Beethoven was black. Shout out. Okay.
Oh, light skin like a bug. You see how they do us, bro?
Yeah, you see how they Cleopatra first. Now this shit. Like,
Hey,
come on,
hey,
man.
you see
What
how
are we
they
doing?
do us, blood? All right, but next,
Taking
and my final
everything.
question. You know,
Okay.
I've been banging the Switch. I've been playing the Switch a lot. All right, who's your character, bro? Who you
And
going
one
down?
Super Smash?
And Smash.
Yeah, I got ultimate.
Banjo Kazooie, I'll bust you, son.
Smash, yeah.
Banjo Kazooie, I'll fuck you with him. You want it with Banjo, Corrin, Falco? I'll hit you with multiple characters. dog. It
Falco
don't even
decent,
matter.
but he weak, bro.
Falco,
Falco
no, you
is
just gotta hit his
weak.
side moves. You got his side moves. His side moves are strong, like his wing attacks.
Of course.
His side attacks are strong.
His chop down, yeah,
but-
yeah, I got you.
His up attacks aren't really that strong. But who do you use?
I've been using a lot of Meta Knight. Yeah, I mess with Meta
Oh,
Knight.
I'm busting your ass, but it's
Donkey Kong, I usually
I hate Donkey Kong. I'll play Donkey Kong with Banjo.
Donkey
Honestly,
Kong.
after this whole like I haven't played Smash so long after that whole like I don't even know what to call it, like sexual abuse scandal came out with like the whole community, like
Of Nintendo?
yeah, I didn't even try to
Yo, I
ruin
didn't
it.
hear about this. I saw it trending a few days ago, but I didn't
I'm
know
just gonna
what
say
for.
that. Go look it up. Some of the
No,
top
you got-
player bust people in there, busted for that. I have not been the same since I saw that. I was like, God, I can't even
How
touch
long
the
ago
game.
was
I
this?
can't even touch this controller. It happened like maybe like 2-3 months ago.
What?
I want
Are
to say
you
2 months ago.
Hey, you let me buy a Switch? What
I
happened?
had no idea.
Hey,
Oh, I gotta Google this shit.
yeah,
All right, Rachel,
no,
you have to
y'all
answer.
get into like a rabbit hole.
My characters, who do I play? I really like the sword fighters. So I'm really good.
I'll give you
like,
that.
OG Smash. Link is like my dude.
Yep, Link.
I really like
Clutch.
And Cena. Basically, just the exact same moves,
Yeah,
the male
same.
female version.
Fuck with both.
Ike
Hey, tell Cody you
got
can
me
get these
fucking
hands whenever
power,
though.
Let me tell you, Ike is good.
I hate Roy. Like he's so good. It's so annoying.
Hey, you know who I'm
I
low-key
like
decent?
Rob.
Bob? I'm low-key decent with Ness, bro. I don't know why.
No, Ness is cold. Ness is cold as hell. Yeah, all the OG characters are OP. Like Pikachu, Ness,
Nah, I suck with
Mario,
Mario, same
Luigi.
thing. Luigi, same thing. Luigi is the most useless character, dog. I'm putting that on everything.
Bro, I'm telling you right to you. You play somebody who's main as
Oh,
Luigi.
Samsus. Oh my God. I'll give you that.
Samus?
Samus, right, whatever.
Samus. Man, we were
I'll
talking
give you
about
that.
Metroid for too long. You can't do that.
Yeah.
I'll give you the hands of Ridley.
I fucking hate Cody uses Ridley all the time. I fucking hate it.
Tell
Ridley
Cody
is
you can get these
he's
hands
slow.
whenever. I'll pull up.
Ridley is
Bro,
slow, dog.
Bowser is so annoying in that game too. All
Man.
the heavy characters are mad.
Man, Gandalf can't even jump, dog.
Captain Falcon is a monster in that game too.
I wish. I'm trying to unlock Captain Falcon. I still got a ways to go though.
You just gotta play. I'm telling you, you just gotta
No,
play.
because after you
Just play
after you,
the classic mode, and you'll get a
after
new
you
challenge
max
every
out
time.
after you max out classic mode, they don't give you you can't win all the characters that way. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yes, no, I'm telling you, you can, because that's how I did it.
That's a lie, Charles.
I'm telling you, you can. You just gotta.
You got ultimate?
You gotta upgrade.
You got ultimate?
Yes, I have all the characters. Like, that's how I locked all.
Wait. Do you have ultimate?
Yes,
Melee,
Daisy. I have
ultimate.
this switch right here. I have. You what? Hold on, bro.
I ain't even gonna mess with you on that tiny screen.
Hold on.
Yes,
Hold on.
that's the one. Yes, we doing big boy things, because I got the switch.
It's right here. It's right here.
Because we can read that on the screen, right? I damn near need a magnifying glass. Royalty, you ain't seen that. It don't matter. You can keep doing it.
Look at him hating, bro. Look at him hating. All the games are this size. What are you talking about? For the switch or the light, it doesn't matter.
And they have new extension pack too. You get like 15 players.
Yeah, I got.
You need to buy the online.
I got the expansion. You get the first one was Banjo. I think it was Hero.
Wait, don't you got to pay for it?
Yeah, it's all right. It's like $20 or something. I don't really care.
I need to still buy live.
Banjo though, I'll give you the hands of Banjo, bro.
I don't even want the hands. I don't know what that meant. You just did
Banjo. That's like I ain't trying to stun or nothing, but Banjo, that's my guy.
Trash. Okay, I hear you.
All right, until I pull up over there and I 3-stock your ass. It's okay.
You won't. See, now you really cap. I hate when people be capping, bro.
No, I'm not capping. I'm telling you, I really do this. I be playing with people who's good as hell.
What's this on my head, dog? What's this on
Wolf,
my head?
Star Fox characters are good too. Wolf, that's another one I like to use.
Charles, what's on my head, bro?
What? I don't know. I can't read that. It's
no. What's on my head?
Small. A hat.
What is this?
That's a cap.
Exactly, because you're capping.
You the cap master. You wearing it? I ain't wearing no cap.
You're capping. No
Daisy,
cap.
we could do this tomorrow. I will pull up over there and give you these hands real quick.
Nah, tomorrow.
Listen. Oh yeah, I forgot. My bad. All right, let's wrap this up then, man. We don't need to be talking mad trash about playing each other in Smash. But Rachel, like I said, Cody can get these hands anytime he wants. Add me on Nintendo.
You ain't trying to put the bread
online.
You ain't bottom.
Boy, I'll throw the $50 on that. Stop playing with me, bro. You know about that action.
No,
I'll throw the bill on that.
Don't do this just because don't do this just because
I will throw the bill on this. Stop.
Don't do it.
I know
just because
you was not playing like me, bro. You was not having to play the amount
Charles,
of competition.
I used to play video games against you all day, every day. And what would happen?
This ain't elementary school, bro.
Bro, I've always been talented with the hands, bro. Okay. It's why I am who I am, bro.
I've played against. You don't even know what a spot dodge is, bro.
Excuse me?
You don't even know what a spot dodge is. You really tried to bet the bill on it.
Spot dodge.
Okay,
I've probably done it before. I just don't be remembering the whatever.
Let's just exit this out. Who wants to close it out? Who wants to close it out? Who wants to go first? Okay, go ahead, Rachel. Lead the way.
How am I going to close out this week's episode? I would say, and I think this definitely kind of ties into the Chadwick Boseman thing, just be nice. Be nice to people. You don't know what the fuck they have going on in their lives. Just be nice to people. It'll go a long way. And also, if you are struggling with anything, with loss or grief, or you're just having a bad day, just do what you need to do to get through the day and to make yourself happy. And there's no shame in feeling everything that you need to feel. Just do what you need to do to be okay.
Hey, that rhymed. Let's see. Rachel got bars. Look at this. RBZ got bars. She came a long way. Look at this.
That's never gonna happen.
Spitting. She's
spitting.
It's
not gonna happen again? It might happen by accident.
You say that now.
Practice.
You know what I'm saying? You say that now.
So you had a bad day. Take it one time. You sing a sad song just to hear around. You say you don't know.
We're about to do this. Cut.
So you had a bad day.
You want to go first, Daisy? You want me to go first? I'm just gonna go. All right.
I'm sorry. I have to hit that note.
Yeah, Royalty. You know, this was a deep episode. It kind of got a little more lined up at the end of the episode, but I guess I got one thing that I really want to say is just, cherish people that you have here in the moment that really love you, and don't take them for granted. And just always remember, no matter what happens to them, they'll live on through you as long as you choose to keep their memory alive. And their energy alive. Nobody can ever take that away from you. And whether you're up somewhere high, down low, or somewhere off in the middle and you going through it though, just remember to keep on living, because that's what the ones who loved you want for you though. I don't know, I fucked that up kind of at the end. It sounded better in my head when I was going through it, but like, that's what I got this week.
Sound good. Royalty, short and sweet. If you make it through this year, you winning. Keep it lovely. Follow the podcast. Subscribe. Watch the
Rate,
YouTube.
review, subscribe.
Rate, review, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And we're going to keep on pushing.
Go tell your friends about us, about us.
Don't
Tell your friends about it. You ain't heard
Only
that
certain
Weekend
people
song?
can sing on this
wildin'.
podcast. Only certain people can sing
It's
on this
definitely
podcast.
not your
It's definitely me. Because
You know
see,
what?
I'm timely.
We're just going to cut this off. Cut the tape. We'll run it live.